So for what it's worth, I want to welcome you to another episode. Again, having a little bit of, rigor with all this technology stuff. Oh my gosh, so overwhelming, even for a millennial like myself, so to speak, or maybe even like yourself, a Generation Z, or maybe even like, baby boomer or the likes, whatever. At the same token, there is baby boomers literally more adept in technology than some Generation Z. So, it's all ambiguous in some senses of the word, because at the same token it's so true that you become good at whatever you practice, no matter what age and the like. So it's always good to stay hip. And honestly, let me tell you another story. I've come accustomed to telling stories in the hopes that it might inspire and also improve upon your understanding or grasp of concepts, or even just life's principles and the likes. And sometimes that's the most value for me too. And that's what I've noticed, that a lot of the highest tier teachers and the likes from this and that, or mentors or this or that, really have implemented into their structure of their lessons and the like. So I thought that was so valuable. At the same token, I want to showcase something that I had a conversation, right? A conversation with a 59-year-old, right? And a 59-year-old that's not as adept as like maybe this or that, but at the same token, sometimes it's amazing that so many people are still staying hip to the to the changes, and like I've suggested, technology is probably here to stay in the light. So at this point in time, I'm not saying this or that, this is guaranteed or that's guaranteed or the likes, but at the same token, it's so true that it's probably going to stick around. I can't say this or that, but with the progression towards robots, all these prominent, esteemed individuals and the likes totally suggesting that robots are coming. All this job replacement. All this prospective political policy that might have to be implemented to protect some of the what commoners or just individuals or certain demographics or even a majority stake of or a minority stake, depending on the ramifications and consequences of the population in different given industrial civilizations, right? So it's so true, but that's probably beyond the scope of this conversation, right? But it's so true that it's so clever and wise of yourself to get stay in touch, no matter what age, whether you're geriatric or whether you're 8 years old right now. If you're 8 years old right now, you don't want to just get that commonhood grasp of the concepts and the likes. You want to take this to an extreme. Just like, let me tell you another story. I faulted myself because an individual, I've told this story several times. An individual literally suggested to me, come on, man, we're in 6th grade, man. I'm 27 now, but we were in 6th grade. He's like, come on, man, let's go check out this website, man. Let's build a website, dude. You want to build a website? This is my good friend, man, in my childhood and the likes, right? So at the same token, he's like, come on, man, let's build this website. I've told this story several times, but it's so true. And I kind of was like tinkering with it, and then I was just like, kind of just went off to, just do something that was of not to say less worth, but maybe less economical value. You understand the concept? So the same token is so true that I don't want you to make that same fault that I made in that sense or that regard or the likes, because if you're 8 years old right now, not only am I trying to whomp your ass, no, I'm just kidding. For what it's worth, at the same token, you have some advantages moving forward. If you're 13 right now, as far as you have time on your side. You understand the concept? Like, time is the most valuable asset in that, like, sometimes it's not always utilized, but at the same token, it gives appoints the opportunity to surpass anything possibly ever done, right? So at the same token, that is such a phenomenal concept in likes, and it's been expressed to me so many times, right? So at the same token, like, literally, people that get, this is a conundrum, but literally there's the fallacious type of query, like, would you take $1 million to be like, to jump 10 years from now and not remember any of the life or have lived it at all? So like waste 10 years of your life, or not even that, like maybe it's like more than that. It's all open for debate in the likes, but a certain segment of time, skip that portion of your life and be older and not experience those years. And that's a concept, and a lot of people, this or that, even if it's more money than $1 million, because that's not as lucrative these days, like Nasir Jones might say, again, to quote one of the greats, $1 million it isn't today what it used to be. $1 million ain't what it used to be, or some shit like that. So for what it's worth, it's still a good portion of money in the likes, and more than many might see in the likes. But at the same token, not more than you have to see in the likes, or your children have to see in the likes. And at the same token, it's so true that sometimes that comes from gaining some type of moderate to above moderate income, right? And then also understanding the principles of wealth accumulation, which is not that difficult of a concept to grasp. So the real difficult portion might be getting enough skills that you can add enough value to society to get paid maybe a portion of what you're worth. Because I'm not to say that, what you're worth, because it could be beyond the scope of this conversation, but at the same token, get a portion of what you're worth and then use that as a stepping stone to totally pay yourself first, of course, accumulate a small portion of wealth through what we've talked about, the pillars and prior pillars in their applications, right? So at the same token, that's not so optimistic in the likes. So at the same token, that's why there's so many successful people that like really, let me share a quotation. And I love this quotation. I'm not sure who it's by. It might be Thomas Jefferson and the likes, or one of these individuals. No individual is perfect in the likes, but sometimes there was good sentiments from different periods in the likes, right? So same token, it's so true that, or maybe it was Lincoln, or I'm not sure at this point. But literally what it was suggested was that people often mistake opportunity because it comes dressed as hard work and sometimes in overalls. So keep that perspective in mind, and at the same token, it's so true that shoot, there's so much opportunity. Of course, you got to use your skill sets and the likes, but also sometimes you got to do what's best for your family. Of course, sometimes it takes sacrifice and maybe this or that, but at the same token, there's nothing less admirable about that, because literally at the same token, a motherfucker that's following these pillars of wealth, it doesn't matter what the fuck you wear. It's irrelevant, right? So at the same token, you understand the pillars of wealth. You can create a moderate income. It's not so profound, so difficult to become very affluent, regardless of what you might look like, or what demographic you may be, or what your skin complexion might be. So that's what I'm emphasizing in the likes. But that's neither here nor there. But at the same token, it's always a good time to take things to the next level. Okay, so at the same token, I was just at the store, right, looking for some overalls, because I wanted something a little bit, I'm not trying to be like the kids were in the 80s, right? I'm a 91 baby, right? So that's a 1991. So I've been, like I've suggested, elaborated and illustrated in my my Poised album, perhaps to come, if I keep experimenting, just dabbling with a little of everything, and just having as much fun as possible, right? As far as experimenting with different mediums, right? Because there's so much profoundness, right? So I'm 27 now. Do I write as Machiavellian as when I'm 30? Of course not, right? We're only getting better still. So at the same token, do I have a grain of creativity in the likes? Yeah, sometimes that will spawn before even 21. But not to say that you're limited by this or that, because there's no rules to this shit, man. You write your own fucking story if I have any say in the process, right? So at the same token, it's beyond true. It's beyond true that there's a lot of opportunity out here. Take advantage. Never let anybody make you feel any type of way about any type of shit when you're doing your very personal best. At the same token, right? And at the same token, keep your head up and keep going, keep it pushing and keep going hard, man. There's nothing wrong with any of that shit, man. I'm all about that hard work or whatever you can do to get moderate wages and the likes, and at the same token, that's more benefit to it, because I know for a fact my quotation reigns true in many contexts, and I pray to God this is recorded, and I hope it's clear. It looks better than it usually might be portrayed in the likes. So I think this is 1080p in the likes. But then again, it may be the 720p and the likes. Sometimes we're limited, we're restricted by some of these applications and the likes. They do need to step their game up, but we duck and weave and roll with the motherfucking punches. You understand? So at the same token, let me drop my quotation that has a basis in so many contexts today for you, me, everybody, right? Not everybody, because everybody's there's different perspective. Positioning out here, right? But at the same token, you can't belittle the man that realizes that even the greatest of men had to start somewhere. Do you understand the concept? So true. So true. So don't worry so much about this or so much about that, in the context that, sometimes worry about tomorrow, today, and tomorrow, and progressing the next generation, because that's what's going to leave the longest legacy. Do you understand? Like, how you impact the youth of today, your children, your nieces, your cousins, your family, in your prospective future, is the largest impact you could possibly leave. Beyond the scope of all this and that, there's ideas that, who wants to live forever and the likes. Of course, that's a beautiful sentiment and the likes. But sometimes you realize that, no one's so quite sure, what's this or what's that, after one is deceased, right? But one thing we do know for sure, there definitely is an afterlife, in the sense that, not to say this or that, because that's beyond the scope of this conversation, right? So let's keep praying. And at the same token, it's so true that the afterlife that we are definite of is that, how you impact those that live after you have deceased. Okay, so understand this concept that, whether that be your niece, your nephew, your children, or anybody that lives after you, any stranger or to any extent, right? You right fucking there, baby, watching this fucking video, getting the motivation to go fucking hard, and you're fucking 13 years old right now, you're fucking 16 years old right now, you're fucking 8 years old right now, a little badass. You need to get some restrictions on your fucking computer and stop, sneaking on YouTube before you're allowed to. I kid. But be safe out here. And at the same token, it's so true that you got to get better. That's all it's about, man. Progression. And you watching this video showcases, the future perspective potential of what could be a small or larger on an aggregate scale type of legacy for any individual moving forward. So it's not about changing the entirety of the whole world if you have to, because like Gandhi suggested, right? You change, was it Gandhi that suggested change yourself to change the world or something along those lines? That's a paraphrase, not verbatim. But it's so true that shit, man, sometimes you gotta look at yourself and change yourself, in the sense that, just do the best you can. And sometimes that let's look this up. I don't have it on the screen share. Oh, damn. That's a terrible disgrace. But I'm gonna look it up while I'm on here. And you can still just keep looking at me, if you can see me still. I'm not sure what's going on, if this is recording or what, but at the same token, let me look up this quotation. Okay, are you still with me? I don't know what's going on. Is this recording? Are you seeing the screen? I don't know what the fuck you're seeing. But anyways, I don't know if you've been looking at me this whole time or the screen went black or what, because this is the first time for me. Isn't it exciting, right? So bear with me. It's all progress, right? So this is not as good as my next episode or my episode after that, or 5 years from now, that episode. But at the same token, this is a first for me for using this this new program and the like. So for what it's worth, the first time is always exciting. And it says it's recording. I'm not sure if you saw the screen or if you just, but I looked this up either way. So tell me what you think of this quotation. I think it's by Mary Ann Williamson. And it suggests, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. And we're liberated from our own fear. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Woo! Woo! Baby, baby. I don't know if you're looking at me. I don't know if you're seeing this on the screen. I don't know what you're fucking seeing, but I just pulled that up. Excuse me. Read that quotation by Marianne Williamson as it's transposed right here on this this website and the likes. And for what it's worth, that's incredible, incredible because such a true rating poem and likes. And sometimes I love poems so much because the sincerity of them, and that's just one of the most sentimental poems in the likes. And I think the first time I ever got introduced to that poem, this is the problem with the youth sometimes, is that sometimes if it's not in Hollywood or in the movies, a young youth won't even realize that there's something out there that's quality or a value that can benefit you moving forward, right? So the first time I saw that quote, it was in that basketball movie. Leave a comment. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe I should look it up right now, but it's fucking called I think it was called. I think this shit was called Coach Carter. I'm not sure if that's what it was, or I didn't really look it up. I was having trouble spelling my words. I was trying to get it out there fast, and it's all new to me at this point. So this whole program and the likes. So at the same token, I hope I'm coming through clear. You look beautiful in the likes, and the last sentiment I want to leave you with is totally just this perspective that never ever. This was shared with me, so I'm gonna share what someone shared with me that helped change me. And half the battle is just sharing some of the love, because there's not enough love at times, right? At the same token, there's not enough people telling you real game. There's too many people trying to take advantage of you, right? So many people trying to do this and that. And obviously, some have better aura out here and get better fortune out here than others. But at the same token, it's so true, baby, that there is people that will take advantage of you, and there's also it's not a perfect world. Let's just express that, but literally what was shared with me that I'm gonna share with you, and this is some real shit. And I don't know if this was shared with him, but game can be created, invented, innovated, and it also can be recycled as far as passed on or spread, like what it is information, like it's been suggested throughout time since the prior yesteryears, right? Beyond yesteryears, centuries ago, right? Information at times, language, communication, habits, forms, traditions, this, that is passed down from generation to generation. Understand? So that's one concept that has been expressed to me. But even beyond the scope of that, what was shared with me that I want to share with you is just this idea that never ever let someone not on shit take you off your shit. That would be counterproductive to your success. Do you understand? Like you got to understand that never ever let someone not on shit take you off your shit. Because we're all just doing the best we can, but some people, really take initiative in the whole idea that instead of trying to create something for themselves, because they lack that belief. And why they have little faith, I don't know, man. Because you can do anything. You can do anything, not with a grain of salt. Obviously, let's be realistic here, but also you got to shoot high and fall short. In the likes and. You also aim for some reasonable goals too in between, and try to get to that high tier, that unfeasible goal. And sometimes you do, but even if you don't, you hit to some of these lower goals that were on the pathway to it, and that's still minor successes, baby. So I'm all for that. But at the same token, why take time out of your life? This is your life, man. Your life. You can mold it, shape it into anything you desire, right? So to speak, right? Within confounds to respecting, what might be limits, but then again, what are their limits to? The canvas. The only thing they can limit you is the canvas. So with this ever expanding universe, I don't know. I don't know too much about this limit shit. But at the same token, that's neither here nor there. So if you have a canvas, paint that motherfucker, make that motherfucker beautiful, and maybe just say fuck the canvas and just paint your universe and no limits, baby. So either way, you can't lose. But at the same token, it's so true. Think about it. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you could be working, you could be reading, you could be learning, you could be growing, you could be exercising, you could be eating more healthful, you could be just rooting people on, soaking game, getting mentorship, this, that, sharing what whether it be mechanics, machinists, fucking flowers, florists, art, whatever, you know, and you know, whatever, you know, doing whatever pays you in the likes, and also doing whatever you want to do in the likes, right? So that's cool, but why take time out of your busy schedule to deter another man when you could use that precious time on yourself? And I know that's kind of on the basis of a principle in economics. I totally tried to create what is it, Thalassian or the whole idea that it was inaccurate in some contexts and the likes. Just the idea that self-interest is sometimes in best interest of the society as a whole, right? That's what's been expressed. Priorly, I haven't read an economics book in a while, but at the same token, that was once expressed once upon a time. And I kind of you know, wrote a contextual piece, like it was a paragraph, literally on some of the concepts in which that would not actually apply in the likes, right? So that might be this, that might be that. But at the same token, realize that sometimes that quotation does in economics that I learned way long time ago when I read an economics book, right? So for what it's worth, that context does hold great truth in this context with yourself. Like, you know, your self-interest is not hating on someone else, unless you're a fucking critic, right? And a critic, maybe it's understandable because they're you know, maybe they're creative, they're talented in the likes, and they're just, you know, this or that. But sometimes even critics are wrong, you know, in the likes. And sometimes, like, you know, you can't stress so much on this. And sometimes if a critic's doing a thorough job and they're actually a quality critic in the likes, they're given a consensus, their own consensus, or a national consensus, or a world consensus, or a global consensus, or the likes, unbiasedly, right? But it's hard to not have biases, right? But it's something, you know, or this or that. But all those segments might be different consensuses, right? So let's keep that in perspective in the likes. But as far as critics, that's valuable at times, you know. I mean, as long as they're, you know, they're just doing their job. I think everybody's just doing their fucking job, and that's decent. But you personally, I mean, most motherfuckers doing this shit, wasting their fucking time, aren't getting fucking paid. Like, these critics get paper, baby. Like, you know, they might be getting some papes out here. I don't know how much papers, like, what's this or that, but, you know, somewhere along the line, someone thought they had the talent to be reviewable in the process, right? So that's another story, and I'll save that conversation for another fucking conversation. At the same token, it's so true that I don't know who's watching this, but at the same token, most people shouldn't be taking precious time. That's your most valuable asset. Right? You wouldn't trade it for a fucking $1 billion, because if you had the time and the knowledge, you could make, you know, 10x that, right? 100x that, supposedly, right? In principle, in theory, right? Not to say this or that or what your decisions might be, because maybe you weren't built like that with that type of line of thinking, long term, you know, this or that, you know, opportunity costs and the likes, right? Because, you know, sometimes people just want the payoff, right? That's understandable, right? Sometimes is this more convenient, less stress? You know, obviously no one wants this stress and shit, but sometimes you gotta realize that, motherfucker, man, like, you know, sometimes you gotta have stress to fucking get the fucking prize, baby. So, you know, I mean, I don't shy away, you know, trouble. You know, you don't want to shy away. You know, sometimes you gotta, you know, get your warfare on. You know, whatever. You know, so to speak. You know, not to say this or that, but I mean, it's generally true, and I'm not saying anything is right or wrong, but, you know, it's true that whether it be legalities, this, that, you know, I know, I was raised in the sense that, you know, to believe in peace and the likes, you know, as much as possible, and de-escalation and the likes, you know, and, you know, that's just the type of innate, ingrained values I had from who raised me, right? At the same token, I know that life sometimes will fuck you up, man, and sometimes, you know, especially legalities and the likes of that, man, because that's where a lot of this warfare is going down, as far as inside of a specific locality, right, or a specific country or borders of a country or the likes. I know it's different stories for different individuals and likes, and sometimes I'm just, you know, I'm not judging anything, right? So I know that it's different for every community, right? But same token, sometimes you gotta be ready for this warfare mentally, physically. You gotta have the stamina, and you gotta have your fucking shirt maybe fucking buttoned up in this bitch when necessary, and fucking be ready for warfare as far as any of this type of shit, man, because motherfuckers are full of shit, man. So at the same token, that's that. I think I got the principle out. I'm not sure if I got the principle out, but at the same token, don't waste your time hating. You know, like, when you could be using it to better yourself. And that's the principle that economics taught a long time ago. I don't know if it's antiquated or if it's out of date, but I was calling it out way back then. And literally at the same token, self-interest is sometimes in the best interest of the society as a whole. So at the same token, that rings true in this context. But there's a lot of different contexts, so take everything you hear with a grain of salt. And theories are constantly changing throughout time, right? So I'll have to pick up an economics book from 2019, or maybe just the internet, right? I'm a millennial, right? You're Generation Z, you're geriatric, you're a baby boomer, baby, got it popping, you got the papes up, or whatever, you know? So for what it's worth, you know, just get better still. And the internet's a valuable resource. Information disseminates faster than ever. And you know, don't worry so much about. I'm not worried about what anybody fucking says, man. Like, I mean, maybe I'm not the best. You know, maybe this, maybe that. I don't give a fuck. You know, like I saw this meme. I posted it. I retweeted it. They're like, why these motherfuckers are worried? They're debating. They're fucking in contentious debate, worrying about whether this glass, me, you, any of us, you know, them, that guy, the basketball team is half fucking full. If they're good, they're bad. They're great. They're mediocre. They're consistent. They're not consistent. Motherfucker, I sold the fucking glass. No, that's the meme. Literally, he's like, why these motherfuckers are worried about whether the glass is half full or half empty? Motherfucker, like this is a paraphrase in my own innovation off of it. Motherfucker, I'm working, hustling, grinding, growing, learning, reading, learning, you know, exercising, eating healthier, and the same token. And I sold the motherfucking glass half full, and I didn't give a fuck if it was half full or half motherfucking empty, motherfucker. So that's the genuine truth, and that's the kind of philosophy, you know, approach I'm taking moving forward this year, 2019. So we'll talk so soon. Oh my gosh, hat hair. That's the only problem with these hat stuff. Oh my gosh, makes your hair look terrible. Oh my gosh. So don't mind that, but at the same token, we'll talk so soon. Blessings to all, and let's make this 2019. I said a sporadic video about 2019, and I said I don't give a fuck, man. This is 2019. I'm fucking out working here. You can hate on me. The glass is half fucking full. The glass is half fucking empty. Either fucking way, I'm reading. I'm exercising. I'm staying ripped. I'm staying strong as an ox. I'm you know, I got my acuity up. You know, I got my creativity at an all-time high, only getting higher. Only improving. I'm 27 now. By the time I'm 30, I'll be you know, doing better than I was at 27. And at the same token, smarter, writing better. You know, whatever. You know, so at the same token, shit, baby. You know, I don't got time to debate whether the glass is half full. And in my particular opinion, it's, you know, it's always half full, because whether it's half empty, it just gives you the hunger to, you know, make that bitch all the way full, you know? So at the same token, use that shit to your advantage. And never stress none of this shit. Just spread the love. If motherfuckers on some bullshit, ignore it. If they fucking put their hands on you, fucking whoop that ass, if necessary, or whatever, you know? So at the same token, that's the rules of the game. So rule number one, besides all the other fucking rules, and blessings to you. All right. Peace. I hope that wasn't so abstract. This is a shorter. That was a long introductory and a short exit. So let's put our exit strategies. I've actually written business proposals and the likes, right? So I've got an exit strategy and the likes as far as this, that, and it's just about implementation, because all this theory, if it doesn't translate, then, you know, it's of little worth in the likes. So blessings to you. This is my exit strategy right here, so to speak, right? A wink, a joke, and at the same token, I hope you can hear me. I hope this recorded. And this has been 28 minutes and motherfucking running. So again, stay blessed, stay educated, stay honorable, stay on your toes, stay strong. You know, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. You know, like that meme suggested, whether it's half or full, just you know, keep growing, keep getting better, and maybe hustle that glass off, and totally that half full, half empty glass off, and see if you can sell that motherfucker on eBay, man. So that's my advice for the youth. So we'll talk soon. Peace.